How's it going, everyone? Today the video is about tips when you visit Thailand, if it's for a short term or even long time. If you're planning to come and you haven't been here before, then this is the video for you. So I will just get straight into it. First one would be about using cash. Now in this country, cash is what they use a lot, and it's kind of old school in this way. If you plan to get pretty much anything, you want to be using cash. If you use your card, you can do it in places, in a big shopping center, big shopping mall, or 7-Eleven if you're just buying some daily things. But the minimum spend in a shop like 7-Eleven is, I believe, 200 baht, which is around $6 US, or for me in pounds it's around £5 or a bit less, £4 something. So you can use it, but if you want to get street food, you want to get I don't know, even buying tickets for some trains and things like this in like Bangkok, then you want to be using cash at the machine to get your ticket. But some of them you can use contactless on your card, and you can tap your card. And this brings me on to the next point, that I use Wise. If I need to withdraw money from the ATM, or I mean, you can use one like Revolut too, anything that's like an international bank where you can withdraw money with very low or no fee. So I would recommend Wise, just personally, because they're the one that I use and have used the most, and I've had no problem with them. You can withdraw from any ATM. There is no fee, but there is a fee in this country. I don't know if it's because I have an international bank or not, but it's 220 baht every time you withdraw. So because of that, I recommend not withdrawing a small amount of money. You want to withdraw just a large amount and very infrequently. So the fee again is around £5, $6 US, something like that. So I don't recommend withdrawing less than maybe 5,000 baht at the time, but of course it's your personal preference, but it will build up those fees if you do. So yeah, that would be my points. There are also other places where you cannot use a card, or you can scan with a QR code, but I don't think it's possible for me, and maybe it won't be for you. I think you need a Thai bank to do it, or I don't know if something like WeChat or like this works to pay, because I don't know, they told me I can't use the QR codes, and I looked it up, and I think I need a Thai bank. So if you don't have one, you probably cannot scan the QR codes to pay, so you will want cash. And if you are inside a nightclub or a bar, they also will not accept card usually, and if they do, there will be a fee. So you again will want to have your cash available for everything, except using the Grab app. I love Grab because I don't need to use cash. So if I get food, I can get food delivered, or get a taxi without cash. I can just use my phone with my Wise card connected and get those services. So that's great. And as you can hear, I'm pretty sick right now, or a bit sick, not really very anymore, but that's another thing to watch out for. This is everywhere in the world. I think many people I know are sick from all over the world, so it could just be this time of year that's when it's spreading. But that's something to be aware of when you're here. Of course, you don't want to be getting sick, and you want to make sure you have travel insurance too. Okay, so number 2 is, if you're only visiting for a short time, like 1 month or even 2 weeks, then I would recommend coming in December, January, February, maybe March time, because it's the dry season, there's less rain, and trust me, the rain will be a hassle, it will be annoying, which it has been recently. I think it's even meant to be going into the dry season very soon, or like right now, but it doesn't seem like it, because there were some crazy thunderstorms, crazy floods and so on recently. And right now I'm in Bangkok, and there were a lot of issues. Yeah, so even just going out one night, and I went to the park, and luckily it didn't rain when I was in the park, as I was trying to get some videos and pictures, but straight after it there was just a heavy rain for about an hour, 2 hours, crazy thunder, also really loud, which it was kind of funny seeing people just like jumping, getting scared while they were walking around. So I guess bring an umbrella. That's my tip. Bring a raincoat, bring something to be prepared for the rain if you come other times. Even during dry season, you can sometimes get a lot of rain, so yeah, I would say be prepared for the wet weather, but try to visit during the dry season. Okay, and the third point would be about travel insurance. And it sounds kind of boring, the boring points or annoying points. It can be a little, sometimes a bit expensive to get. It depends how long you're going for and all these different factors and what you have and many things. But I would say that the medical fees and they can be super high here in countries like Thailand, Vietnam. If you don't have travel insurance to cover something, then you might be in big trouble if you get in an accident. Like, I met one guy, he was in a sling because he injured his shoulder. I don't know what, he was like jumping off a waterfall and something happened. Of course, that's like not the best things to be doing, but if you do and you need to go to a hospital to get something, then, or any doctor, you will want to make sure you have these insurances. Otherwise you might be looking at like a few $1,000s or even more than that for certain things happening to you. And it doesn't take a long time to get. You can find them online pretty easily, so I would recommend doing that before you come. Okay, my next tip is about the nightlife. And you know, Thailand is famous internationally for its nightlife, especially the Bangkok, Phuket, Krabi and so on, these places. And I think personally, I don't know, it's just my experience, but as a man, that it can be more dangerous for men than for women, is how I feel, but depends where you go. And I say this because I'm sure many people know that the sex industry is pretty big here, and it's very incorporated into nightlife everywhere in Thailand. And people, like a lot of working women, they will try to get your attention, grab you, and many more things, which I don't know if I can mention. So that's the point, that you should always keep an eye on what you're taking, what you're doing, your money, your wallet, you know, your drink. Make sure you check your drink, or don't leave it unattended, as they say. But I've heard some stories from quite a few people, even just while I've been here, and it's happened. Things have happened to them. I won't go into details, but you should be careful about that. And as you will have a lot of cash, you know that people will, it's much easier to get robbed or for people to steal your money because you have cash. And of course it doesn't really have security, it's just on you. So yeah, be careful with that. So the final tip for the video would be about the language, to learn a bit of Thai and also to greet people and greet them in the right way. So you can even get a lot of respect, or sometimes free things, if you just speak a bit of Thai to people. You know, be more welcoming and inviting, appreciate their culture, and accept the way of life a bit more. So me, I wish I learned more Thai before I came, because there are many situations where you're just trying to speak with somebody and they will not know English very well, and even other languages that I speak, they don't know. So yeah, it's a good idea to learn some Thai for people like supermarket workers, the taxi drivers, if you're at the hotel or accommodation, and the people at the reception or something, and the security or anything like that. And it's good to know a few things in Thai, just like simple, let's say hellos, goodbyes, thank you, a simple question like how are you, how much is this, yeah, and it can be appreciated a lot. People don't really put in the effort to learn these for like Thai, if they're only coming for a month or 2 weeks or something. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. So that's my final points. Oh, and a bonus tip, to be careful when you try the street food. It's pretty obvious, but I've seen so much food left out for quite some time in all areas, tourist areas, non-tourist areas. And for me, I have quite a weak stomach, so I don't know, it's hard to really trust it and try it. But the food is delicious. However, you should be careful with with what you take, which type of food, and how they're preparing it. Maybe you can watch a little bit first before you take some, like if other people are taking it, and how they're preparing the food and so on. I've already had food poisoning once here, but I don't think it was from street food. It was from a restaurant actually near the sea, and it was from tom yum, eating tom yum. And since then I will never eat tom yum again, to be honest. I think it was my second and my last time that I would eat tom yum. I'm just super put off it. Whenever I smell tom yum, I just feel sick because of that situation. So okay, these are my tips, and let me know if you have any questions or you're curious about some other points, other tips, or anything like that. Yeah, so okay, see you then.